Happy Tuesday, everybody. It's Tuesday, January 19th. You just had a 3-day weekend. I hope it was a great one. And we're back to do some more learning, and we have a brand new week for our reading theme. And I'm going to be doing spelling with you this week. Okay, spelling is a little different. I know you have your list. You may have already looked through it, so you might have seen what the words are. And they have some different sounds. We have some different sounds in our words this week. So usually we've been working on long vowel. We've been starting our long vowels with the magic E. This week we're kind of changing a little bit, and we're going to be practicing a different thing. So we might have some long vowels in them still, but this is what we're going to look at. So I'll show you this picture in this letter. I'm going to block the bottom. So we have a sun and the letter S. Well, S says, right? But is there another letter that can say S besides S? Think about what letter can say S. I can see some letters above my head. And the one I'm thinking of is above my head somewhere. What letter says S sometimes? Okay, I think some of you found it. Yes, the letter C can say S when it's followed by an I or an E. Usually that's the case. So if we look at that card again, I was showing you, I was blocking the bottom. It shows you that to get the sound, well, of course, we know S says it, but then it shows over here C-E, C-E, S, and C-I, and then something else, because you'd have to have more to that word. That also can say S. And let's see. So I'm going to show you a word that does that. It's about money. This word is about money. It's how much a penny is worth. How much is a penny worth? Cent. 1 cent. Cent. So that has the sound. Okay, now let's do one where the CE's at the end. So it's going to be a long vowel sound because that's a magic E. Ice. The C says. So our spelling words this week, if they have a C, the C's going to say S. Okay. All right. And then there's another sound that some of our words have, and it is the J. J. J says J. We know that. What else can say J? J. Look above my head. It's one of those. Which one can say J? Besides the J. I know J does. What else does? Yes, it is the G. So let's see at the bottom. So it says the J says J. It's hard for me to point. Okay, and then the G down here, look at the bottom. G-E. So G followed by E can say J. And G followed by I can say J. Just like the C. C was C-E and C-I. Then look at this one. D-G-E. What? So D-G-E, if a word has D-G-E in it, that just says J. That's awfully silly. You have to write D-G-E to get the J. And then always, when you have this spelling, the vowel before it has a short sound. So if I put an E here, I would say edge, edge, edge. Like I'm on the edge of the board. I'm on the edge of the board. So edge, D-G-E says J. One sound for all those letters. Okay, so now we're going to practice. We're going to introduce spelling words and get them written onto our chart. I had to lean down. I dropped a word there. Okay, so you're going to need this. And on the back is your list of words. So we're going to need this. And this. Okay. All right. So, I don't know if you could tell, I had to pause you for a second there and come back. Okay, so we have our two things. So right now we're going to start with this one to get our words written. And I don't have the exact same one. I just have numbers 1 through 10 for me to write on, because it's easier for me to use this one. All right. So let's start with number 1. And you know what? All right, so number 1 has the C in it that says S. So number 1 is rice. Rice. R-I-C with a C-E. R-I-C-E. Rice. We're going to write that for number 1. Oh, I made that one too. R-I-C-E. And I'm going to put that up in my pocket chart over here on the side. You probably can't see it yet, but when I back you up, you can. All right, so number 2 rhymes with rice. So if we change the R to an N, what do we get? Nice. Nice. N-I-C-E. That's number 2. Now be careful, because look at the R and the N. You really need to be careful how you write them, because they look very similar. If you're sloppy in your R or sloppy with your N, they can look like each other. So write them neatly. Rice, nice. Those rhyme, don't they? Okay, now we're going to do 2 with the G. The G followed by an E. So the first one is page. Like when we look for a page in our book. P-A-G-E. So that has a long vowel also. P-A-G-E. Page. Number 3. Okay. What if we took the P off of page? What would it say? Age. And that's our word. Age. Your age is how old you are. Like, what age were you when you began to walk? Okay, so those are our 2 G ones. And when the C says S and the G says J, those are called the soft sounds. Because C can usually say K, right? K. That's the hard sound. And G usually says G, G, G. And that's the hard sound. These are the soft sounds. J and S. Okay, now we have 2 that have the DGE. Our first one is wedge. Like if you wedge something under the door, it might hold it open. Wedge. So it's W-E-D-G-E. It has 3 sounds. W, E, J. Because this right here says J. W-E-D-G-E. Wedge. Okay. Now, what if we change the W to an L? Wedge would become ledge. That's our next word. L-E-J. This is going to be a short vowel sound. L-E-D-G-E. Ledge. Put that in the pocket. Okay. Let's look at our words. Let's see if we can read them. Rice, nice, page, age, wedge, ledge. These two have short vowel sounds. These have long vowel sounds because they have that magic E with one letter between them and the other vowel. Okay, now we have 2 word wall words that are on the spelling tests. So you have a total of 6 words, word wall words, but only 2 of them are on your spelling test this week. Okay, so the first one I want to look at is from. Like, who is that from? F-R-O-M. It looks like from, but it says from. Sounds like a U there, doesn't it? F-R-O-M. Number 7. From. Okay, and then the next one is a word we use when we tell fairy tales. We always start by saying, once upon a time, right? And so this word is once. What? Sounds like it should start with a W. But you know, if I took that C out, that says 1, the number 1, right? One. Add the C, that's that soft C followed by an E. Once. So it's 1 with that C in there. O-N-C-E. 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 So now we have from, once. And then we have 2 review words from last week. And the first one is like. Like. L-I-K-E. That's our last week word. We're just remembering it. So we're working with it again this week. Like. And ride. Ride. Remember ride? R-I-D-E. Ride. Okay. So this is your paper to keep at home. So the other side has your words. Okay, and then on this side, now you have your words. So it says color a snowflake each night that you study. So if you study tonight, which you should, color a snowflake. Then when you study your words tomorrow, color a snowflake and keep doing that. Some of you will have your test on Thursday, so you might have Tuesday, Wednesday colored. Thursday you already take your test. Okay, and now for the next page. Okay, since this is already Tuesday, we have 2 sides, okay? 2 sides to our paper. Okay, so the first side is your unscramble the words. So you're looking at the letters are in the wrong order, and here are your words. So let me get through this. I think you can probably see it. Can you help me? Let's read these words going across up here. We have rice, page, wedge, like, from, nice, age, ledge, ride, once. Okay, look at these letters. E, an A, a P, and a G. Which word has 4 letters and it has all of those letters in it? I don't see a P in any of these. Oh, I see a P right here, page. So number 1 would be, or it doesn't have a number 1, but the first one is page. And then I would cross this off. Okay, that's how you do this side. Now let's look at the other side. Okay, the directions say choose. So you're not writing sentences with all of these words. It says choose 3 spelling words to write into sentences. Each sentence needs to be at least 6 words long. Underline the spelling word in the sentence. So there's 3 places for sentences. Your first sentence goes here, and it gives you 2 lines in case you need more lines. And then number 2 goes here, and number 3 goes here. Your sentence has to have at least 6 words in it. So let's say I picked nice. I want to use the word nice. And I want to say, I'll write it on my board. You are nice. Oh, I better underline my nice. Would that be a good one to use? Because it only has 1, 2, 3 words. I need 6 words. So I need to add more to my sentence. I can still write about how I think you are nice. I could say, you are nice to me when I am sad. You are nice to me when I am sad. I'm going to count that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yay, I got more than 6. I have my capital, I have my period, and I underline nice. Okay, now don't copy my sentence. You think of your own. Okay, you're going to do 3, and you have to use one of these in each of your sentences. You could start with once. You could kind of tell a little story for one of them. You have page, nice, rice, age, wedge, ledge, from. So you're going to pick 3 and write them in a sentence. Don't forget capitals. Don't forget periods. Don't forget spaces. And count your words. Okay, when you are done, send this one and the other side to your teacher so they can see your awesome sentences and your unscramble the words. All right, have a great day, and I will see you tomorrow.